Hey y'all, can y'all hear me? Huh? What happened to the Joy Queen comment? Can you hear me? Huh? Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know y'all can hear me. Um, hey unapologetically. Hey Rasta Girl Vibrate. Hey Giga Bunny. Hey Shimona. Hey Newbie. It took me a minute to get in here, but girl, I'm here. I'm here because I know a lot of y'all been waiting on me to do my conspiracy live. So I was supposed to come live at 7 something. I said, fuck it, let me hurry up and just go and get this out the way because I don't know what time MU. She said an hour and it's been over an hour. So I don't know if she gonna end up going live maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. I don't know. But I'm finna get my damn conspiracy live out, you know, because we have a lot to talk about. It's a lot that I want to talk about when it comes to the conspiracy. So why not have us talk about it? Okay, Giga Bunny. Ain't nobody here, so you good. And Rasta Girl here. And who else? Rasta Girl here with you, so you good. And if I need to, I'll mod up Newbie or Vibrate. Now my title. Girl, her neighbors is a mess, ain't it? That's the whole conspiracy. Now my title is Diddy ain't the only one in Hollywood that's like that. Dan Shitty, April 8th, and many more intel. Now what we're gonna get into is that we're going to talk about P. Diddy because I know a lot of people have been talking about P. Diddy. And I know a lot of people, I know I've been over there trolling people in other places and stuff like that. But since I'm over here on the conspiracy channel, I have to be serious about the conversation that we're having. So I'm definitely going to be very serious about it. And I put the title because I know a lot of people like to say, y'all are trying to, change the narrative up when it comes down to Diddy or not hold Diddy accountable for the stuff that he does. My thing is everybody should be held accountable. And then they was like, y'all be making it black and white and always every time these black billionaires or these black artists and celebrities get caught up, y'all always doing this or what about the whites this and what about the whites that. And this really isn't really based off of what about the whites and stuff like that. It's just like if we're going to hold the black entertainers accountable, we should be holding the white entertainers accountable as well, especially when their allegations is 10 times worse than Diddy. Know what I'm saying? So that's really pretty much the argument because every single time a distraction comes to distract the people and the media and the bloggers and the YouTubers, everybody focused more so of coming out here doing their giving their opinions on it, doing their news on it, coming out here reporting the articles that they see, reporting from news stations and documentation from all of these different news stations and outlets and stuff like that. But I'm like, why so many people that I follow is so quiet when it comes down to Dan Shiner? Hey, Treasure Cash. You know, hey, Blue Blue. Like, why are they so quiet? And Nickelodeon did, well, not Nickelodeon, I believe Netflix or it wasn't HBO, I don't think. I believe it was next Netflix. One of them has a documentary on Nickelodeon and it's pertaining to them. The producer to a lot of the shows that we used to watch when we were kids. Well, mainly when I used to watch when I was a kid. Growing up on these Nickelodeon shows, just like we grew up, a lot of us grew up on That's a Raven from Disney and Hannah Montana, and a lot of those other shows that show witches. I think that was with Selena Gomez and her best friend Demi Lovato. And a lot of people don't understand why Demi Lovato is fucked up like she is. She got a powerhouse voice. Um, who the who the hell is that, Dita? On who channel? Hey, family of six. It's on who channel? Who channel is that? But while she tell me who channel it's on, um, oh, it's on Max, not the channel. Okay, so y'all mean it's on Max. So Max is the one that's doing it. Is that what you're telling me? Hey, Madam Mother Ness. Hey, Trisha. Is that what you're telling me? It's on Max? Because I thought she was saying it was on somebody's channel. I was like, who? But I get what you're saying now. You said it's on Max when they doing the documentary on Dan and the stuff that he did as a producer to the of these shows, and how a lot of stars, a lot of childhood stars, came out and spoke out against him. And a lot of them were blackballed from Hollywood and to able to work in that industry, able to get a deal. A lot of people does not notice. And we didn't notice that neither when we was kids. But when you go down the rabbit hole, you begin to notice all these things. These allegations isn't new, because if we had allegations when it came down to the shit that happened with R. Kelly, we had allegations that came down to the shit that happened at Disney. What really pisses me off is that we're not holding Disney and we're not holding Nickelodeon accountable, in my opinion. Okay, this live is for entertainment purposes only. I knew something was up with the Victorious girl, cause right. Well, we knew something with the one who really struck a nerve for me was Amanda Bynes. And the reason why Amanda Bynes struck a nerve for me is because of the simple fact that the girl been speaking out about this when that happened to her. Now, what I did not know when I went down the rabbit hole is that she ended up getting pregnant from him, and got her an abortion, and they swept that under the rug. And she talks about it, and they wonder why she can't get her life back together, and they wonder why she went down this whole type of dark path that she did, because there's a lot of trauma that she experienced and she went through. Out of all his child actors that he dealt with before Ariana Grande came into the picture, Amanda Bynes was his favorite girl. Amanda Bynes was his favorite girl, because as y'all can see, and we all used to love watching her. Y'all know she had all these different personalities. She played all these different characters, and a lot of us loved us some Amanda Bynes, because we knew she was the it girl, because she gravitated towards us as kids. And a lot of us fell in love with who Amanda Bynes was, and how fun and quirky she was, and how serious she can be, and how she did a different types of shows. Then she started to doing the singing. But a lot of them, and when you look at that industry, of course it's connected, right? Of course, yeah, we talk about Quiet on the Set, because my title is like Diddy isn't the only one that's like them in Hollywood. It's not. A lot of y'all will be so upset if you find out that your favorite artist that you support all dabbles in that shit. All of them know about that shit. They goes to all those fucking parties. Have y'all seen the videos where they did take them down, but some of them starting to resurface? Surface. Um, I'll probably be able to find the video, since it'll be in my search history, and to put that on my community wall of where they show a ritual that was going on at one of those Met galas and stuff like that. And I'm like, but years ago they were showing shit, the rituals that go allegedly that be happening in the Met Gala. You know what I'm saying? Or how they do stuff with these celebrities, and it be weird as hell, and they wonder why they all dress like that, and they praying, and one of them artists that you see, your favorite artist, I'm just throwing artists out there. Lady Gaga over there performing, but she ain't performing like she normally perform for the audience. She's performing in front of a body and shit laying on the fucking table and stuff, and it look like some things is about to happen that's weird as hell, and she dressed in this fucking gown and shit like it comes from the KKK, but it ain't. And they all standing around her all chanting and shit and doing the little dance chant and stuff, and then they have a candle and everybody light candles around, and there be a whole ritual that they done set forth for this whole damn Met Gala shit that goes on after the fact. You heard who? Well, don't get triggered now, Hazel. Don't get triggered. You know, don't get triggered, girl. We just having a conversation. You know that's how Tevin Campbell and Raven got turned out. Wait, you talking about the and baby is you? Him? Is you talking about him? He got turned out. Mm-mm. Now Raven, I know Raven. I know that's how she got turned out. Because a lot of people love to act like Orlando Brown was over there just like sounding crazy. He mad because he couldn't make it in the industry like everybody. Oh, that him? I didn't. I have to go down the rabbit hole. Oh, you said Mary J. Blige. Do you really believe that blue though? Like it's Mary. Do you really believe Mary J. Blige would mess with them young boys like that? I mean, underage boys. Let's be real now. Mary J. Blige. Mm. Now that's one allegation I don't believe at all. That's what allegation a bitch don't believe. Yeah, I heard that too about Kevin. About Tevin. He can sing still. He can sing. He can still sing good though. He can sing real good. But I don't, to be honest, you know how you always wonder though? He did give me those vibes if it was something that was off about him. But I don't know. I thought that that's how they was because ain't his brother kind of like that too. So that's why I really didn't, just because the way they sing. So I never really thought anything of it when it came down to Tevin Campbell and then his brother, because they always had a powerhouse, but they did give off those them fruity vibes. They did give off the fruity vibes. They really did. But I just was like, maybe that's the feminine side or something. I don't know. But I always questioned it when it came down to him though. And I didn't know that if he was in the industry since he was younger, um because keep in mind, a lot of them, when we got older, we discovered that a lot of them that were singing songs and shit, they were kids. Like when Destiny Child, TLC, that girl who sang Tender Kisses, I didn't even know she was 14. That song was written for her when she was 13, and then she came out and made her music video when she was 14. Girl, I didn't even know she was 14 in that music video. I was like, are y'all fucking kidding me? Y'all had us listening. Y'all had kids singing these adult songs and shit. And to be honest, she didn't look like she was 14. She looked like she was 18, maybe 19, because the way that they had her with the makeup on, they made sure she didn't look like she was no young girl. So, I was very shocked. I was like, wow, I didn't know the girl who sang Tender Kisses and she was on Family Matters. I didn't know she was 14. Yep, Hazel JoJo. I didn't know she was 14 when she sung that song. Get out, leave right now. It's the end of you and me. Cause I didn't know she was 14 either. I said the way the industry fucked our minds up, baby, in the world minds, that don't make no sense because a lot of them look like they were already up there. I thought that all of them that were out here singing those songs and stuff. Of course, when I got to like the girl who was saying tender kisses in my time. Yeah, she was grown at that time. But back then, tender kisses came out in the 80s and shit. And I mean, she was 14 singing tender kisses. Okay, it was a lot of them that now in our time they did it a little different. Where, because with Disney and Nickelodeon, we knew they were kids, so it was hard for them to have them come out and sing those songs. But when it came down to Leah, JoJo, Destiny Child, all the girls from Destiny Child were young. Foxy Brown was young. Lil Kim was young. A lot of them were young girls. A lot of them was 11, 12, 13 and up, that was out here singing and rapping and that stuff and doing stuff for grown men in their videos like they were already adults, and they wasn't even adults, they were fucking kids. And the sad part about it is everybody around them knew they were kids. These people were writing songs for them, sexual songs for them, and they were fucking kids and having them sing about this shit. And nobody thought that wasn't crazy and that was suspicious as fuck. Right, Usher was 13. Usher, who else? Besides Justin Bieber, we know they fucked up Justin Bieber, child. They got a whole clip out him of him sucking dick at a party. I don't know about this thing. I'm just saying. Usher, Justin Bieber, who else? Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, I think Jermaine Jackson, him, because he was still the youngest. The other brothers was already like 16, 17, and 18, so they was already up there in age. But Michael Jackson, his younger brothers, they were Janet Jackson. She started out young too. Um, who else, y'all? We know Shirley Temple, Lil Zane, Sammy, Bow Wow, Romeo. Well, with Romeo, I'm gonna say Romeo got protected by his daddy. Um, New Edition. Not just New Edition. What's that other song that everybody used to play? The kissing game. I like the way you kiss me when we're playing a kissing game. Those were young boys. The lead singer, he looked like he was about 8 years old or 10, close. He looked like he was between 8 and 10 years old singing that motherfucking song. They were all young. When I went down the rabbit hole for the first time, and realizing how young these artists was and shit like that, that shit really just like mind blowed me, because I was like, wow, it's amazing that we didn't even notice that, and neither did our parents notice that, because their parents didn't give off that they were kids. And then back in those days, like the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and so forth, from the 1900s, really no one paid attention, especially not in the 1900s and the 20s and shit, because the deep depression came through, so they definitely knew that they was able to sneak it in there like that. Shirley Temple was one of your first victims. Not only her, but remember that little black boy that they had dancing, and it was weird. I wish I had my computer where we could pull that shit up too, where they had the kids dancing. And Shirley Temple situation just really, really fucked me up, because I was like, oh, hell no. Okay, especially when she went in to talk about the scenes that they had her doing. And she said she never realized it and never really paid no attention until she ended up she was going to be the lead actor for what's the damn movie that we all love with the girl with the shoes and the witch and shit, the Yellow Brick Road? What the movie called, y'all, with the Yellow Brick Road? What is that called? That's her. That's her. Her right there. That girl right there. Oh my gosh. Wizard of Oz. She said that's what really, really just like what she said, that what really she said she noticed it, but she was she was 3 years old. But when in that industry, she never noticed anything was wrong because keep in mind her parents was there. But there were times that she said her parents wasn't there. She said her parents would leave her with these men. And keep in mind they did this because of the acting. They knew that something was good about her, and what she said they did, it was with her mother first and not her father. She said with her mom, she said that her mom actually had protected her. But from that movie, from The Wizard of Oz, because um she said that she went into there to audition and they was gonna give her the role of being Dorothy. And she said that the man, the producer of the Wizard of Oz, pulled down his pants and showed his stuff to her. And the mom wasn't in the room because the other producer, he ended up taking the mom into another room acting like he needed her to see something else. And she said that her mom ended up leaving her in there with the main producer, and the main producer had did an inappropriate thing where he pulled down his pants to her, and told her she had to do some inappropriate things in order for her to get the lead role of Wizard of Oz. And this is when she became a little older. She wasn't a little girl like the 3, 4, 5 years old. I think she became a little older because for the Wizard of Oz you had to be older. Dorothy was a little older, so but the girl who played Wizard of Oz, she was not a grown woman neither. She was more like 16, I think, at that time. And so was Shirley. Shirley, I think she said she was 15, 16 at that time when it came down to the Wizard of Oz movie coming out. And her mom came back into the room with her, with the producer, she when they left from out of there, she told her mom what happened. And she said her mama stormed back in there and told them that hell no, her daughter would not be auditioning. Or I mean, no, her daughter would not be the lead actor in that movie Wizard of Oz, and she stormed out of there. But what really got me is that her mom did not go to the police, but dealing with those type of people that is powerful like that, it wouldn't have been easy, like she said, for her mom to go. But I thought it was fucked up that her daddy had her play a scene where she's sitting on the bus full of men, and each one of them she's singing this weird song that she sings, and each one of them passing her through, putting powder shit on her fucking mouth and nose and shit. Until the last man she was with was her father, who lap she sat on. But she had to sit through, look like 10 grown ass men all in suits, and they all passed her through the boat through the bus until she ended up in the front of the bus. And I'm like, nobody thought that it was weird that it just you got this a 4-year-old girl with this dress that's so fucking high up, like it was high up, passing her around, and you could tell she was uncomfortable because she had to keep pulling the dress down. And I'm like, well, where the hell how the hell your daddy is okay with this all because he got to be in the film and start in this film? He was okay with these men being around his daughter. That shit was just some sick ass shit to me. I'm like, child, ain't no way in hell, bitch. I'll be going to fucking jail around this bitch. Okay, I'll be going to jail. She said the little people were FA her too. The pulling the pants. And Lily just said that story a few days ago. Yeah, and she said that she felt so sorry for the girl Judy who played the Wizard of Oz because she know what she did to get that role. She said she know what Judy did to get that role, and she felt so bad for her too because they also ruined her when that happened to her. It ruined her. She ended up getting on drugs, and she not only said that she got assaulted by the producers of The Wizard of Oz, but by a lot of them. But that's a lot of things that happen. Hi, Daddy. That's a lot of things that happen with Shirley too, and Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe talked about how, in the industry it's based off of what the women and the men could give them. They didn't really give a fuck about your talent. They didn't care anything about your talent. They wanted to know what would your family or you would do for the money that they give. And she said, when it came down to Shirley Temple, she said the reason why her mama them and a lot of those actors, the kids actors that was with her that they saw on TV, like that one black boy that we saw on TV, we know him. He probably gone now because it's been a long time. Him and a lot of those other child actors, she said all of them went through it because they have a whole studio in Hollywood where they do these movies and they shoot the movies. And she said, "Hey, Rissa," and she said that it was a lot of the kids, not just her. She said they'll put them in boxes, black boxes, and it's either have sand in there, they'll stand in there, or it'll have salt in there, and they have to sit in there. And the black box, if they don't do they lines right, I was like, child, that's some fucked up shit. They'll have them, hey Angela, they will have them sitting in there. She said they will have her sitting in there and the other kids in there for hours on end. And their parents won't even come and see them or know nothing until they done. And keep in mind, it takes them about, she said, what, a month or two for them to shoot a movie, maybe 3 months and stuff like that, or for them to do the little Broadway plays and stuff like that, or just for them to shoot the little films that they did. Their parents would not come and see them at all because these men would give their parents money. Like back then, she said, if you receiving about $200 to $300 to $1,000 in the Great Depression, that's like you receiving $100,000 of today time of getting money, and then just leaving your kids with complete strangers, like men at that. She was like, she never understood how her parents would leave her alone with these men, and these men get to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do to her back in those days. Hey, Maverick. Hey, Leandros. Hey, y'all. Now, Hazel, if you got something to say, I could drop this link. Who is that? Did you see the video with Benny, Mina's nephew, and mom talking about Diddy sick stuff? No, I didn't see that. Who is that? Because, he got a lot of people. Who the hell is that? Huh? Who is that? I thought that was just some sick shit. Okay, Leandros. Hey, cool ass shit. Yep, the man was all in charge back then, and they still is in charge back then. That's why I was like, if just like with Disney, Walt Disney. Let's go into Walt Disney, right? Y'all know we all over the place. Girl, I'm about to get this joint. I'm about to get this joint because you don't go down the rabbit hole, girl. But let's get into Walt Disney. Everything that I'm saying is allegedly and only for entertainment purposes only. This is not backed by any facts that I am giving to you guys. Maybe some of it is out of the own mouths of some of these artists, actresses and actors and stuff like that. So do not take the words that I'm saying as full concrete evidence or anything like that. Everything that we are saying is for entertainment purposes only and is viewed as false. Okay, it is viewed as false. We're just over here exploring our minds and stuff because we high. That's about it. Oh, he created the Prince of Bel Air. Wait, what he do? Hold on, let me go back to that comment. So what did he do? What did Diddy do? So Walt Disney. Walt Disney, the way that you could hide your crimes, that you have to join forces together. The way that y'all all could join the forces together is that y'all all have to do the crimes that y'all do, and make sure everyone else do those crimes with you so that y'all can hide y'all crimes together. So if someone step out of line, like have y'all had seen with P. Diddy, they will be able to come out here and just release you to the wolves. And when I say release you to the wolves, release you to the media and release you to the audience, release you to the people. And once the people get hold to it and the people believe everything that the media says, because they know how the media can work. It didn't happen to Michael Jackson, but he had to still firm and his shit staying with Whitney Houston. It's a lot of them had to fight for their names because they know that the media will try to fuck them up and tarnish their name. And Nicki Minaj is your prime example of that, and Megan Thee Stallion is too. When you dealing with a powerhouse, Walt Disney always had allegations of his inappropriateness when it came down to children, to the point where he ended up creating Disney. And he came up with this whole Disney thing, which is why we have Disney Channel, which is why we have Mickey Mouse and stuff, because he's the one that's behind it. But he knew in order for him to hide his nasty ass ways, and also he was a known racist. He did not like black folks at all. But yet and still he had to hide all of that, which is why he did hide all of that when it was poured into him opening up and creating Disney and coming out with the cartoons that he ended up coming out with. The man was a creep a long time ago. The man been had dealings with dealing with children. And I find it amazing that well, I don't even find it amazing, to be honest. I find it crazy that a lot of people knew of his allegations and the things that he did to children and still allowed this man to build a powerhouse to this day, of where he brings in billions and billions of dollars and is celebrated and the whole 9 yards of who he is, knowing that he's an evil, sick ass monster too, knowing that he had them kids doing all types of stuff in order for them to be who they is. And keep in mind, his teachings have not come just from him in the way that his is, but in that industry, the teachings been happening, and he knew that getting involved into that type of industry would protect him, and that's why he got involved into it. But the disgusting things that man did to children, and for Disney, because Disney is literally back behind him. His whole image is Disney Channel within itself. And that's why I be like, the people, y'all are out here, thank you, Angela. Y'all are out here upset and mad and outraged. And a lot of them be like, well, we can't just go after Disney because we don't know which is which. You do know who which is which. You do know. You do know, for the simple fact that all of them knew this. All of them know. The simple fact that y'all think that none of them know this, they all know this. They all are buying within each other to do the devil's work. Okay, they're buying within each other to do the devil's work, so they make sure they all intertwine into that shit. Why you think the shit that happened to Shirley Temple ain't shit happened, and the mom didn't go to the motherfucking police when her daughter told her what happened to her and the inappropriateness and the things that man said that he needed her to fucking do. Not only did they wanted it to happen, but she also said that the co-producer also tried her mother and said that he tried to do the mother the same way, wanted the mother to give him some fellatio and stuff. Hey, Shafi, wanted the mother to give him some fellatio and shit like that in order for her daughter to star in the Wizard of Oz. If you don't go, you can go for the people that you see performing for you. But if you don't go for the people that's behind the curtain and pulling the strings of these puppets, you will always have this. But there's gonna come a time where all this is going to get exposed, and you guys gonna really see how nasty and fucked up Hollyweird is. The rabbit holes go very deep on the nasty stuff that they require all these celebrities, all of these people. And it don't just stop there from it being in Hollywood, but you even have a lot of your politicians, your government officials, all are intertwined into that shit. Y'all wonder how Diddy was able to go ahead on escape like he did, and then you have certain blogs or news outlets coming out and claiming that the government locked him up. The FBI locked him up. The FBI locked him up when? Not if he already was able to escape on his motherfucking private jet. My thing is the FBI knows if you're dealing with somebody like that that's worth $1 billion, knowing that he owns his own fucking private jet and can get the fuck away. Why wouldn't y'all secure that first before raiding his home? Yep, Hazel. That wasn't suspicious to y'all? He wasn't already giving a heads up? Huh? Did he have not? And also, do y'all also find it strange that he has not been charged in that? Because the people want to know why Diddy is not arrested. Well, I mean, they raided his homes in LA and Miami, but he have not been charged. From the document, it shows the documents and what they went and raided his home for evidence. He has not been charged yet, but yet he fled. Why would he flee? because he was already given a heads up. He was already told that he had to get the fuck out of Dodge. Same shit that they did with Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons over there living his best life where he knows that they can't come and get him from over there because US don't have no grounds over there. And then there you go, you got motherfucking P. Diddy done went and did the same thing. Everybody keep trying to compare him to OJ Simpson. I'm like, OJ Simpson ain't flee to no other fucking country, bitch. He didn't flee at all. He just got off on that murder. The murders. He didn't flee at all. Motherfucking P. Diddy hit a Russell Simmons on y'all ass. That's what the fuck happened. But he was able to get away quickly, wasn't he? Now I'm a take y'all deeply down the rabbit hole because I'm smoking. And you know my mind go to wondering and stuff. So there's a movie. Because I know a lot of y'all be like, oh Lord, here we go. But you know we gotta reference some of these movies because they tell all. Hey, Natria, hey Grish. They tell all. So y'all remember the movie, and I forgot Death Becomes Her. That's the movie. It's called Death Becomes Her, right? And y'all remember in that movie, in that Q movie, it's supposed to be put as being a comic or comedian type scary type movie, but it's not. Okay, what it did is Death Becomes Her is the movie. And what that movie did tell is some little truths in there that a lot of y'all probably missed over. Now, when it came down to both of the ladies fighting over the husband, because remember, he's this billionaire in the movie. He's a billionaire. He got all this money and he's married to his wife. But because his wife is old like him, he no longer wants his wife and he deals with the younger woman that's like she about 10 years younger than his wife, and he deals with her. And the wife knows about her and she knows, and the side chick knows about the wife, right? So but what she didn't know is that the side chick is not actually a younger woman. She is using a potion. Hey, honey. She is using a potion, right? And how she gonna find out that the side chick was using the potion is because she ended up contacting one of her. I don't know if it was the butler, I don't know if it was the maid, the cook. Somebody in the house told her to contact this witch doctor, and this witch doctor would help her because she also felt insecure about her being old and getting old. And in that industry, it was based off of Hollywood type shit too. In that industry, women like her looking old, and that's why her husband is messing with a younger version woman of her. It's because she's getting old. And y'all know how Hollywood is so obsessed with looking old that everybody over there getting that plastic surgery starting to look like fucking creatures from out of a pussy, bitch, that don't belong, bitch. Okay, look like you came from out of that girl that sat there and had sex with one of those fallen angels, bitch, and created one of these looking motherfuckers around this bitch. Okay, I'm just saying. We ain't having giants, but we sure enough getting plastic surgery and BBLs around this bitch. Bitch, you can't even recognize some of them celebrities. Bitch, be like, I know you know that was too much surgery. I know you know that shit was too much. You know that was too much. Why would you do that? Like, why would you go and do that? You know you're not getting unmodded. Don't even try. You in the wrong chat too. I'm over here in the new. On my conspiracy channel, Harley. I'm on my conspiracy channel. You and not in the big spaceship girl. You in the wrong live. This the conspiracy channel, Harley. But back to the movie. So she ended up calling this a witch doctor. The witch doctor got 2, 3 bodyguards with her, and she gives her this pink, reddish looking potion. She told her she drinks this potion, um, she will look younger and her husband will love her again. But she says that she also wanted to give her a warning. She says that she cannot damage her body. because if she damaged her body, the body would fall apart and she would not look young anymore. Oh, you had, oh, okay. Well, child, don't tell me to kiss your ass. Girl, I ain't taking y'all rich, girl. We was having conversations at in the new moderator and that's all. And we got a new mod, a new drone over there on the spaceship. So when she realized this, she took it and the lady told her that about the portion and the downfall of the portion, she didn't give a damn. She took it. The next day, she woke up, looked in the mirror, she saw she was a young woman. Now, what she didn't realize is that the side chick also took the same potion. That they both went to the same witch doctor that was able to. Oh, thank you for the cash app. She also realized that the side chick, because the side chick let it be known, because she seen that she was older and now she looks younger. So that's when both of them put two and two together, and that's when the side chick was like, "You went to Obidia. You went to her, that we gonna call her name that because I don't know her name in the movie." Then she realized that the side chick is an older woman like her, but she took the same potion and she's young too. Both of them young now. So in this movie, they was told, the lady was telling them that they couldn't damage their bodies, that they couldn't do nothing to their bodies, but because they was competing with the husband. And she also told them is that, oh, what she told her, she gave her the instructions. That's what I forgot to tell y'all. She gave them instructions. You know what I'm saying? She gave them instructions. She told them that as long as they don't damage their bodies, they will stay young forever. But she says that after a certain amount of years, she is going to have to fake her death, and they were gonna have to fake her death, and she was gonna have to go off to a private island somewhere because the people was eventually gonna know who she was, and then in the next lifetime she would be able to come back still famous as she is, always being rich and famous and beautiful as she is, as long as she doesn't damage her body. As long as she doesn't. But since her and the lady had so much envy against each other over the old man, both of them ended up in the end fucking up their bodies to the point where they didn't get to live that lifestyle of looking young the rest of their life, living a long time by taking that potion that makes them look younger forever. Because them two were so backed by hatred and greed with one another, they wasn't able to live that life that she is currently living, because she said that she took the potion and she's been on earth for thousands of years and she still looks the same, but no one noticed because she's been here in different timelines and stuff like that. But I was like, it's crazy that she tells her that they have to, fake their death and go off into another island and shit like that, or she gonna have to disappear and act like she was fakely disappeared and never been found again, and then pop up in the next 30 to 40 years and being this famous person, and they'll be able to come out here in the media and the people were able to come out here and push her as this new artist and someone that's coming out, or a movie star and shit like that. And I was like, why does that potion look like adrenochrome, bitch? The reason why they wasn't able to live that life of being young forever and going by the instructions that she gave when it came to the potion of what they do, of being able to live young forever without people noticing something, is that they had to go through those type of rituals for the potion to be able to work. But her and the lady ended up damaging each other's bodies to the point where they just fell apart, bitch. Just fell apart. Even when they had them fell apart, they still was over there bickering. I was like, child, that's a damn shame. What was the purpose of y'all doing that? Yes, that movie, and then hey, and then that movie, right? The movie, I don't know the name of that movie. I don't know because they said this movie was in the 70s, so I don't know the name of that movie. Um, hey, pretty chocolate girl, hey, social butterfly. I don't know the name of this movie, but it's the one I referenced to y'all about the adrenochrome and how they mention it. And y'all notice that the name Lucy comes up in a lot of movies, especially that one with the girl Black Widow who played Black Widow in Avengers and shit like that in the comics books. That actress lady, when she played the movie Lucy, it was literally called the movie Lucy. Lucy is literally a reference to Lucifer, y'all. I'm definitely gonna be doing me more conspiracies. Cause listen, I'm getting me some cash outs for doing these conspiracy lies. That's so sad. What happened to Bruce Willis? Now, why is you over there lying? Your daughter Davis, not no Lucy. If you don't stop the lies, that's the movie right there. Leaving Las Vegas. They actually, this is what you call a Mandela effect. Some of y'all may know about the Mandela effect, where something was one thing and then they took it out and switched it and made it something else. And then when people try to point it out and stuff like that, they try to tell you no, it wasn't like that. But you have to have had that evidence already to be able to do it, like they have done with certain stuff. That's like the Mandela effect. Just like, and we say that because of who Mandela is and how all that went about with Mandela child. It was crazy as hell when that shit happened with him in Africa, in America, in the whole world, pretty much. But in this movie, in that scene where I told y'all that you could go and you could look it up, I think they still got that scene. That's how you could call it the Mandela effect, because people said the original movie, when they actually watch it, like on Netflix or if they play it on the TV and stuff, that scene is switched. It doesn't say anything about Lucy, and it doesn't have the talk in the background with the dude on the phone talking to Lucy and how he was able to, you know, murder somebody and stuff like that, and what he did and how the dude ended up taking the drug that he took, and how the dude told him in that scene that it was called adrenochrome, and told him what it does to his mind and shit. But what they did do in the movie is that they based the adrenochrome drug off of him calling himself committing that type of torture to the person that he was hired to do by Lucy. You want to see your thoughts? Do you really want to see my thoughts, or is you over here to talk shit to me about my thoughts, like you always tend to do? Yes, Tina Turner died twice. You think so? You think Tina Turner died twice? But in that scene, it's where he tells him the ace adrenochrome and what it can do, and he told him only take a one drop. He said if you take more than one drop, it's too much to handle. You only take one drop. And y'all see, and it was Johnny Depp, and you see that Johnny Depp would take, like, look like he took like two or three drops in there, and then started acting weird, and the whole motherfucking room went to spinning on him. Well, that whole scene right there, they cut that out. Instead, they put something else there, but they literally cut that whole part out of when they mentioned the adrenochrome, what it could do, that whole scene part, and how the whole room is pink, because they pointed out how the pink symbolized what it symbolized to. Girl, they cut that whole part out of that movie now. And they just acting like people supposed to forget that that was mentioned in that fucking movie of adrenochrome. But that makes me wonder too of Johnny Depp and how he looked, the way he looked like that. You know what I'm saying? And same with Bruce Willis. It made me feel like since they can't get that adrenochrome and shit, they go to looking like that, and minds go to fucking up on them like that and stuff. But that's just my theory, though. That's just my theory. Well, I'll look into it and tell you my thoughts about it. Summer Breeze. I will look into it. I gotta actually remember to let me go look into that right now. Hold on. So I could already have that. I'll look into it, child. Okay. I wonder what is that about. I typed it in, so I'll be able to go back and pull it up. I'm gonna leave that up on the screen too. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go look into it, and then I'll give you my thoughts. I guess tomorrow you will want me to give you a response. Since tomorrow I'll be coming back because I do want to talk about AI, child. AI got on StreamYard where you can help with your images and shit like that for your thumbnail. Girl, listen. I was like, oh, look who popped up. Got control over everything, ain't it? Okay, won't even help a bitch with their thumbnails around here. I'm like, child. So I definitely want to have a conversation about AI. Now, talk about April 8th. Brooke told me to look into April 8th, so I did. I looked into April 8th. And it's based off of Judas and what happened when Judas ended up getting swallowed by the whale and then got spit out again because how he lost his faith into God. So he ended up getting swallowed by the whale and still survived due to God. That's supposed to be the sign that's supposed to happen April 8th when it comes down to the eclipse. Now, from a lot of the articles that I have read and a lot of videos that recommend the articles to go in to read as well. From what I gathered from it, some of them, like I said when I was over there at Lady Nika, I feel like it's more of a scare tactic that they're doing, like trying to make people um think that it's the end of the world, and some of them are doing it where they're just warning you like you have to April 8th to get right with God. But we all know when dealing with God, you supposed to get right with God before April 8th. You supposed to already be right with God because he could come right now. Okay? He could come right now. So thinking waiting all the way to some April 8th, it's gonna be the time to get your soul together. You supposed to already did that before April 8th. Now, just because there's a sign coming to us, that's what the main thing we should focus on. But everybody already should know we already supposed to be right with God. Anyways, we already know this because we don't know the date and time of when He will come. I thought that was a TV show, and then you forgetting that didn't See, that's crazy that you said that because didn't they said that Jamie Foxx was supposed to start in that type of show called Shazam, and then it didn't go through because then he ended up having that little stroke or something that happened to him, and he disappeared, and the people don't know what happened to him. Then he came back with no problem, all that type of stuff. Wasn't that the same TV show? But this one was a movie. But this one with Jamie Foxx, it was a TV show that was gonna be called uh Shazam. April 8th and 10th, Knowledge Awakening. Child, ain't that about a bitch? It's a lot of Mandela effect, like with our damn food. And then especially child, the food shit. I know I be freaking y'all out with the food, but I just can't get past the GMOs, and it be fucking me up too. Cause I know I got to deal with this shit like everybody else, which is why you supposed to make sure you pray over your food. Because like to know that a bitch is eating GMO food, to know that a bitch is eating computerized food, and to be honest, I think that the GMO thing has upgraded into being able to eat a meat that's computerized and shit, and they already seem like they already pushing it out there, especially with McDonald's and that steak, breakfast steak. When you I know when I get a steak, I know what I expect for the steak to look like. I don't expect for it to look like a burger. It tastes like a burger, but it's supposed to be actually a steak, and it's just like, well, that's not what I'm giving. That's not what it's giving, and it's just crazy. And then you have certain little restaurants that you like to order from too, and then you order the steak, chopped steak, and you don't get a chopped steak, you get a burger looking type steak. And it reminds me of the steak that they printed out of the computer, where it looks like a burger, but it is a steak. It's just like they really trying to fuck with our minds. What what channel you on, Dolly? What channel you on? Have any of y'all experienced this yet with the steak that looks like a burger, but it's supposed to be chopped steak? And I'm like, well, if I'm ordering chopped steak, I think that I would see some storyline, the ribeye, something. Since I'm ordering chopped steak, bitch, I'm getting computerized shit, and I'm like, I don't want this. Let me order something else. Because I don't want this shit. That ain't no, you ain't finna tell me that's chopped steak. But when I know what that is, all you have to do is do your research and go look and see. And they already let it be known. A lot of people just don't go do the research because a lot of people just eat whatever they give us, and we put it in our mouths, and we don't ask questions. But bitch, I'm gonna ask questions, because what the hell is it? Okay. And some people order it in the restaurant and think that it tastes good, and I'll just be looking like you're eating a computerized steak. That's not even like, what the hell. You saw they got it out here in the public. They McDonald's already got it. Certain little, uh mom and pops restaurants, they're serving it. And it's a lot of other more, I believe, restaurants that's gonna start approving it, where they can sell this so-called chopped steak, and it looks just like a burger and tastes like it. And I was like, this isn't steak. I'm not tasting steak. So I already switched this shit out for something else, because it don't taste like steak. It's giving me burger, but you're telling me this. And then I already know from doing my research, they was gonna have this fake steak that is literally printed out from AI, the computer, and it looks exactly like that. They already did they rundown tests and stuff like that, but you could literally get on YouTube and look at it if you don't want to Google the shit. Miss Gerald or Outback Steakhouse, the ones we know they're gonna have the steak that okay. The ones we know they're gonna have the steak. Cause listen, y'all not finna try to play games with my mind. Okay, y'all are not finna play this trickery with my mind and my taste bud. It's literally trying to fuck up the natural taste buds of us humans, and making us be accustomed to things that it's not meant and built for our bodies, in my opinion, which is why it's so much plastic into the food, into the water. I mean, I feel like we argue about a lot of basic ass shit, a lot of shit that really don't matter. But what we really should be arguing about is our food and water, and how we're just sitting back knowing that our food and water is being tampered with. And to say allegedly to me is like bullshit on that, because they don't have so many recalls on our fucking food for contamination. They kind of making it hard for people to grow food. You see what they doing to all those farmers out there. Hey, it's me, Felicia. Hey, Trinity, even though I'm mad with you. They making it very hard for people to be able to grow their food. And the farmers are really, really suffering because the government keeps messing with it, because a lot of these anonymous buyers that they keep trying to say, and we know they're not anonymous buyers, and the government gonna have to release that information to us anyway. So saying it's anonymous, to me, is just like bullshit. It's like, we know one of the billionaires is forcing y'all to do that. And in the state of Florida, you can look at your own state and literally Google these things. You could look in your own state and see how much land a billionaire has bought up. And the state of Florida, Bill Gates done bought up mostly all the land, especially the farmland. You same here, Trinity. Same here. And what's sad is that they don't tell the people until after the deal in the contract already done went through. And I'm like, but y'all are not betting on the people, the citizens, to be able to buy up this land. Why are y'all allowing certain individuals to buy up so much land to the point where Americans won't be able to own their own land? You know what I'm saying? And this is why y'all hate me when I bring up that voting shit, because your voting is just it's a part of the house of illusions, bruh. Your voting is part of the house of illusions, because these people keep y'all more focused on arguing with each other. When I tell y'all, when shit comes out about how it's, you can see the plays being played, like talk about running a play. When you can see that your own government is running the fucking play on you in your own fucking place, but yet you have bots, I call them AI drones and shit like that, that'll just comment on the someone's video or under their comments that points this out, and then they'll blame the Democrats, or one of them will come in there or blame the damn Republicans, and everybody on that comment have 500 comments, but everybody on those comments is arguing back and forth with each other about who worse when it comes to the blue and the red, but yet nobody is responding to the comment of the person that made it. Is literally pointing out how the blue and the red is playing in both of our faces. Because all it takes is for that one comment for somebody, or I call them fake bots, because I really don't feel like uh Americans is that stupid to their government. Now, I don't know, some of them is. To be honest, some of them really is stupid to their government. So I mean, I can't really blame it on the bots, right? I can't really blame that on AI. When literally it is some, it's really some Americans stupid on their government, bitch. So I can't really say that, because they do. It's some of them that do like to argue like that. So I don't know. Yeah, you have to. You got to venture everywhere. I be paying attention to all that. A lot of y'all don't. Well, a lot of people don't be thinking I be following when it comes down to the politicians, but I do. Because I have to follow that rabbit hole with the politicians. A lot of y'all will really hate the things that I will say when it comes to the politicians. Yes, because this is my topic here, girl. This is my topic, child. They really dislike what I have to say. They're really dislike, and when I be telling them like they voting don't count, it's a lot of them in the defense that they get so mad about it. And I be like, I'm not saying it to come at y'all. I'm just saying, like, this is how they keep y'all distracted. Because really, the voting don't do anything at all. It really doesn't. But then you have sneaky shit happening behind y'all back, and you don't know about it until after the deal is already being made. Like how your land is being buyed up from up under you, and you ain't gonna be able to buy any of that land because they're making sure that the prices is so high to the point where you can't even afford to buy the land. And then let's not talk about the property taxes. Now, what I do love for the state of Florida is that they are getting rid of property taxes. So shout out to the Sanchez, the Satan ass for that. Okay, shout out to the Satan for that of him getting in the way of property taxes. If you on your own, you do not have to pay property taxes in the state of Florida. So that's a good thing that he actually did for the people. I guess he's trying to keep them around, but that ain't gonna work. But it's good he already put that law in for us. But you still gotta pay property taxes everywhere else. We never ran out of food. You know that was a lie too. Telling us that we could run out of food because there's so many humans and Earth is not big enough for us and we're overpopulating Earth. I find it hard to believe that we overpopulated Earth when literally the way that America is designed is like a maze. The way that America is designed is like a maze. And maybe some people never noticed it or really paid any attention. But when dealing with directions and dealing with how they have things goes, because this is not new, this is all old, and they're just copying. And we're just following suit like the rest did because nobody cares to question shit. They just go along with the shit because we put these people in these places to do that. And I just be like, child, it's just crazy as hell to me. It's just crazy as hell. Yeah, his name DeSantis. I mean, DeSantis, child. You know, that's the crazy part about it too. What if their corporations was quit polluting the earth? Hmm. The way that Earth is described, it seems like it's its own filter to me in itself. The way that it seems to be described of how God supposed to build Earth. So, and I also feel like, because a lot of y'all, because they asked me how I feel when it came down over that Lady Nika. I should have that live, and we should come later and talk about it. Because over there at Lady Nika, they asked me, do I think that Earth is round? It's a globe. And I said no. And they couldn't believe it. They couldn't even believe it. And I'm like, I mean, well, why would you believe it? In my opinion, why would you believe it's a globe? I mean, just so that would be a nice debate. What you think it is? Flat? Nope. I don't think it's flat, and I don't think it's a globe. Um, but it does have four corners of it attached to it. From what we do know, it's four corners of Earth. So it doesn't seem like Earth, from the way it's being described, is just a flat surface or a globe surface. It seems like it's an endless paradise of so much land and so much different beauty to it that it would literally drive us crazy if we knew the real truth outside of what we know, which is why y'all only able to fly certain places in different directions the way that you do for a reason, and you don't fly the way that you want to fly because you're given directions, which is why Antarctica is the most guarded place ever. Your governments around the world can't never come together on shit, can't never agree on shit, but they all could agree to sign this fucking peace treaty or this bullshit treaty that they did pertaining to Antarctica. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then you had their very own, well, our very own government, not our government, but someone who worked it for the government that literally went beyond the ice, literally went beyond the ice into a whole nother paradise. and saw mammoths, saw all types of animals and stuff, saw a beautiful, clear waters, rivers, streams, described as being in the most beautiful place ever. But you can't find that no more. Can't find that interview when he said that about Antarctica, and it's just like, damn. But that was during the time when we had the lockdown, and we was able to pull all that up. I wish some people was able to keep those videos, but he literally just went into saying how they went beyond the pole because they had to go there to do their studies in Antarctica. What you're told about Antarctica allegedly is not even what Antarctica is. I mean, oh, I don't pay attention to them. To be honest, Angela T. White. Now, if you do want me to pay attention into it, as far as giving you my conspiracy answer on it, I could do that. But I do not pay attention to them on that type of level because I already know when they have these Roe versus Wade type shit, it's always just a debate that they keep you guys focused on arguing back and forth about things that they feel should be put as laws and stuff like that. And keep in mind, they can all agree because this is the thing that gets me right. Americans see that the government, the red and the blue, can always agree when it comes down to them getting millions and billions of dollars, getting themselves paid. It never wondered to y'all, you never ask yourself why they can always agree on making sure they getting money, but when it comes down to what y'all need, they can never agree on it. That never ever crossed the Americans' mind. It's just like, and what's sad is that they do it in their face. They do it in their face just like with the stimulus check. All Americans should have been able to get stimulus checks, except for to me, you multimillionaires and billionaires. Cause what the fuck you getting a stimulus check for? But everybody that is viewed as on the the pole or a level of it, everybody should have got them a stimulus check, and everybody should have got them over $100,000. In my opinion, bitch. Listen, the money that they gave away to companies, corporations, to CEOs, CFOs, uh, directors, and shit like that, everybody got paid. Even fundraisers got paid, even campaigns and charity events. Everybody got paid, and guess who got pennies on the billion? The Americans. The Americans got pennies on the billion. Every motherfucking rich motherfucker got them a nice stimulus check, but nobody talks about that. How they businesses got over $100 million when it came down to their shit, and it's like y'all sit around and argue. My tax dollars is going to this, and my girl, your tax dollars is funding the rich folks. Y'all don't pay attention to none of those documents that they have to post and show y'all and tell y'all. Y'all don't do y'all research like you say you do, because bitch, if you know, right? I'm saying newbie 100. I feel like everybody should got 100,000 for that shit. Girl, considering how much money they gave out to just corporations and billionaires and multi-millionaires and shit, multi-billionaires. Bitch, what Bill Gates needed $250 million for? Bitch, what did motherfucking Elon Musk needed $120 million for? For his Tesla shit, bitch. If you go down to see how much they spent and read those documents, bitch, they have channels that pulls up the documents when it came down to the stimulus. Some of them actually was able to pull it up and let us see where all of this billions of dollars are going, which is why we keep being in debt, bitch. Because they too busy giving the money to themselves, and they ain't giving y'all shit. Remember, everybody can't be billionaires. And they don't want a lot of y'all to be billionaires. They only want a few billionaires. I mean, I don't understand how people don't understand it. They want to make sure y'all all are able to give up everything to where they have full control, which is why they're able to buy out all the land that they're buying out, and they're going to have the full control over it because your government is getting paid to give these people over your rights. That's why I say when it comes down to the voting, no, it does not matter. It doesn't matter because they already know who's going to be picked. Whether no matter who you vote for, they already know who's going to be picked. Even your local government, they already know. It's a whole system. AI runs everything. Everything is connected. Do not think that it's not. You may think that you running shit, but you really isn't running anything. They have full control over that shit. They try to make y'all think that y'all have full control because that's part of the house of illusion. It's to make you feel like you really running something, but you really isn't. That's the trickery of it all, in my opinion. No, I didn't hear about that Trinity at all. Yeah, as soon as you were born, you get a number, which is a social security number, and you get a birth certificate. Now they claim you're supposed to get those things because it's supposed to show you a proof that you was born in United States and shit like that, and not other countries, not other continents and stuff like that. That's what they claim. The birth certificate is for and stuff like that. And I'm like, sure, that's what it's for. It's not to track you, which is why your social security number, you have a number. Okay, you're not viewed as a human being when you come into this world when you really think about the shit. Because soon as you come into this world, you have your social security. You have a social security, a number attached to you. And that number follows you everywhere you go. That number tells them everything they need to tell about you. All they need is your social security number, and it will give them the full rundown on who you are. That's all. You are viewed as a product, yourself a human product, and not a human being. If we really by this world view things, we are not even viewed as human beings. We're viewed as human products. Because we're already given a number. We're no different from Amazon products, bitch. Grocery stores that got the numbers of how much they is and by the pound, bitch. We ain't no different for none of this shit. The measles outbreak and where? Girl, where? Ain't you hear about it in Florida? Tax dollars funds the military more than anything. And I'm gonna leave that alone with the military because I'm gonna leave that alone because a lot of people get offended when you go to talking about the military because they had a lot of people in their family that joined the army and went to the military and stuff. And child, I just try to keep my mouth closed on that. But child, I do have my opinions about it. I just feel like you really, and they hate when you say it, but it be the truth. You know what? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. When it comes down to people going to the army and being in the military and stuff, I feel like in this all around the world, not just in America, soldiers and stuff like that. You're being told that you're fighting for your country, you're fighting for your freedom. Are you really fighting for your country and fighting for your freedom, or are you fighting the rich man's battle? That's the question. Are you really fighting? Because where the rules came about of this fighting and this said war that you should have to do. Okay, first let's start there, and then on top of that, why? And what really gets me is that a lot of them that have come from the military, I have a few that have went to the military and hurry up and got the fuck out of there and says, do not join the military at all. At all. A lot of them, we have heard them tell their stories. How some of them end up losing their minds, where they killed them, their families and themselves, or they end up hurting others and their families and then themselves, because they go crazy beyond crazy because of the things that the government had them doing over there in those other countries. A lot of crazy beyond sick shit too. That's another thing that they need to look into when they want to talk about that Me Too movement. Shit that goes down in the military. It's like one of the biggest cover ups of what goes on in the military, and how they know things where they having orders being ordered out and shit is really not. You have to question some of these things. Like, what you're fighting the war really for real who? Because if you lose your life and stuff like that, or you end up and you fought a war and y'all win the war and you a veteran, you treated like shit. A lot of homeless motherfuckers were veterans. And so many people talk shit about it. But it's like, to be honest with you, you don't even know that person is probably a veteran, because how they're treated. If you are valued like they put y'all as to be valued, then why hasn't wasn't they given already the money they needed to be stable, their family the money that they needed to be stable, especially if they're the ones that's putting their life on the line to fight for your country. But when they done fighting for your country and they was not off or captured and tortured to death and stuff like that, and you still get left over there to be tortured to death and shit, and they end up making it come back home to their families, they end up can't get in no job, really ain't got the benefits. They take them through hell and high waters just for these fucking benefits that they give them, and they don't really want to give them that much of the benefits. They have to have something, and the way makes a lot of them that was in the military that became successful is because they ended up doing other stuff outside the military. But not, this is not for the ones that had to go and fight and spend 10 years over there from their own damn family and go through some real sociological shit, and then boom, they out there being homeless and really ain't living like they supposed to because their government didn't give a fuck about them. But you're fighting for your country. Girl, you fighting for your country, girl. Hey, Bella. Well, I mean, it is, but I think that really and truly they ain't gonna be ready for that kind of conversation, because some of them don't want to hear those truth. You rather be lied to than hear the truth about it. But it's the truth, because you ain't fighting your war. You're fighting someone else's war. Someone who's funding both wars, whether one loses or not, it don't matter to them, because either way it goes, they're gonna win their money back. No one follows the money. No one never follows the money. Even though they know money is the root of all evil, no one follows the money. Money has a paper trail. Hey, Jessica. Money has a paper trail. No one follows the money. It's seeing who is behind these things that have happened. I mean, especially, allegedly going down the rabbit hole when it came down to the Rothschilds, they say allegedly how a lot of things that they did, especially when it came down to these wars amongst countries and stuff like that. You know, don't you find it suspicious too that Putin over there in Russia done released the Black Jesus and stuff? Don't you think it's just suspicious? Hmm. It's really going down too. I'm glad Africa telling them to get the fuck out. Girl, they cut me down. I said that, but I ain't lying. Girl, Africa is telling them to get the fuck out. And Africa ain't just telling America, they telling the Europeans too, and the Asians. Everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta go. What the fuck we look like? I guess, I don't know. I guess they getting their great awakening. And I'm loving that they is getting their great awakening. Okay. I am loving that Africa and all those motherfucking countries, baby, are all waking up and all just like, hell no, we don't need y'all. The fuck? Like, duh, you ain't never did. The whole world is surviving off of y'all. Duh. That should have been happened a long time ago. Yes, the history of the. It's so sad too of the military how it came about and who all behind it had these ideas of having these wars. Like it's a whole book of instructions on how they was going to design how they wanted our world to be. I mean, I used to watch the Book of America Got Secrets. Child, that was on the History Channel, and baby, that book there definitely told a lot of stuff of the Book of America Got Secrets, because you know they have to tell everything, and I guess a lot of people never wonder why they have to tell us stuff, even though they have stuff that's classified and top secret and stuff. It's a secret and it's put in the paperwork, but it always could get exposed, right? Right, and that's the point of it, because you can't hide it in the dark because it will come to the light. And a lot of people just don't understand when it comes down to them having to actually make sure that everything is documented. It's documented for a reason. There's a reason why, but you know, I ain't gonna go into that because maybe then soon they'll realize why it has to be documented the way that it is, and soon the truth is gonna fully come out here, and it's just gonna be amazing to see all those faces around the world and everybody around you. Well, not everybody around you, because mostly everybody around you know to see the fuck shit. But it's gonna be amazing when they realize, child, when they gonna realize it, child. That's gonna be the day. Oh, we already know. Sure is. So I will see y'all later on the next one.